An inside joke that I was left out of. Sometimes I enjoy revising and revisiting old pictures of my ex-girlfriend, going through her VSCO just to see what she looked like when she was in love, what glint lent itself onto her eyes, what life looked like in the eyes of love, just to show myself what she did not feel for me. I zoom into the photographs like a coroner leaning over a body trying to determine time of death. There are certain smiles that only exist when someone is being witnessed gently, certain looseness in the face, the body unlatching itself from survival. And I study them, not because I miss her, not because, what was that? Not because I want her back, but because I want to understand what was absent when she looked at me. Love leaves residue. It alters posture. It changes the temperature of a room. It teaches the eyes how to rest. In those pictures, she is incandescent with ease. The kind of ease I mistook for personality when I knew her. I scroll lower, a mirror selfie, sunlight balanced against her collarbone like a vow, a dinner table, someone across from her making her laugh hard enough for the camera to fail at containing her. And there it is, that terrible little miracle, the proof that another once reached her fully, without performance, without translation. How humbling it is to realize you were loved honestly by someone who never once arrived honestly to you. I used to think heartbeat was being abandoned. Now I think heartbeat is discovering someone had a language in them they never spoke around you. I do not cry when I look anymore. That would imply surprise. No, now I observe with the stillness of a museum guard after closing time walking quietly through exhibits no one touches anymore. Sometimes I wonder if she ever I'm gonna choke on this line. Sometimes I wonder if she ever revisits photographs as well. If she searches my face for evidence of happiness that existed before her, if she tries to locate the exact place where her absence failed to ruin me. But I know the answer. People revisit old cathedrals when they once believed in God there. She never worshipped here. Sometimes I think that is the real humiliation of it all. Not that I was unloved, not even that someone else reached her more deeply, but that there are chambers in certain people you can spend years knocking against with bloodied hands, and they still will not open for you. Not because you are cruel, not because you are unworthy, not because you failed to say the right thing at the right moment under the right moon, but because some doors in life were never yours to walk through, and no amount of tenderness can negotiate with fate once it has made up its mind. The understanding that I could spend a lifetime learning every dialect of love, become softer, wiser, more beautiful with my suffering, and still encounter eyes that simply do not light for me. No villain, no revelation, no final speech capable of rearranging the architecture of another soul. Just the quiet catastrophe of being unable to awaken something in someone that another person summoned effortlessly by merely arriving. I think that is why I return to those photographs. Not to mourn her, but to stand before the evidence that there are certain miracles in this life a person may witness completely, understand perfectly, ache for endlessly, and still never be able to make happen. If you thought this was over, you were wrong. This is 2 poems in 1 video. Stages. What stage of grief is this? The stages of grief are disputed and not universal. What stage of grief is this? The one where I watch romantic films not for the plot, not for the ending, not even for the characters themselves, but to examine the eyes of actors pretending to be in love, to pause scenes just to study the way someone looks at another person when desire has made a home inside them. What stage is this? What stage is rewinding the same 30 seconds because there was something inside the silence between 2 people that felt almost biological? It's an illogical stage. The tiny cages they build around each other, the invisible architecture of longing, the unbearable intimacy of finger tracings, the way somebody reaches for another person's wrist, not urgently, not sexually, but absent-mindedly, as though their body has already accepted that the other belongs near it. What stage is noticing that? What stage is becoming so haunted by love that even a hand resting briefly on someone's back starts to feel like scripture? I keep asking myself this because surely this cannot be normal anymore. Surely there comes a point where grief ceases to resemble mourning and starts resembling research, because that is what I am doing now, research. I watch films the way a starving man watches cooking videos. I study romance clinically. I examine every glance for authenticity. I interrogate chemistry. I dissect pauses. I search for recognition. Does that look familiar? Did she ever look at me like that? Did I ever make someone exhale like that? Is love supposed to arrive that quietly? And the absurdity of it all is that these are actors. Actors. People performing what they believe love looks like. Do you understand how catastrophic that realization is? That somewhere along the line I stopped experiencing love and started studying its reenactments instead? Like a man learning about oceans through paintings of water? And maybe that is my mistake. Maybe my mistake is believing love can be reverse engineered through observation, as though if I stare hard enough at the liminal spaces between fictional couples, I will eventually discover the formula, the correct cadence, the correct gentleness, the correct timing of the eyes, the correct way to caress someone's face so that they finally stay. But love is humiliating precisely because of this, because it refuses to become a discipline. There are people who have never analyzed a single thing in their lives who still arrive effortlessly into each other. Meanwhile, I am here, studying finger placements and close up shots like they contain coordinates to salvation. And God, the actors do such a convincing job sometimes. Brief pause. Poor Alexa Demi. To spend so much time embodying toxic love so convincingly that millions of people project their own wounds into her performances. Back to the poem. But maybe that is why I keep watching, because performed love still leaves traces behind. Even imitation must borrow from somewhere real, right? Right? No actor invents tenderness from nothing. No performance creates longing in a vacuum. Somewhere inside every staged kiss is a memory of somebody once being kissed honestly, right? And maybe that is what devastates me most. Not that I am studying actors, but that I can recognize the performance at all. That some part of me knows enough about love to identify its silhouettes, its rhythms, its weather patterns, while simultaneously being unable to fully arrive inside it myself. What stage of grief is this? The one where you are no longer mourning the person, but mourning your own inability to stop turning love into something observable instead of something lived. The one where every movie becomes a mirror, and every mirror becomes an autopsy. The one where you realize you have spent so much time examining how love looks on others' faces that you no longer know what your own face looks like while receiving it. Thank you.